introduce yourself and the media you represent. And before starting with the first question by JTV, I would like to give the floor to Paul.
Ciao a tutti.
Hello, everybody.
Vedo che siete tutti
I can see
contenti.
that you're all happy.
Mi avete mancato tanto.
And I really missed you a lot.
Scusate se l'italiano
Sorry
l'ho
if my
dimenticato un po'.
Italian is not that good. Maybe I've forgotten my Italian.
Provo
So
in
I'll
italiano,
try. I'll
però
try to
se
answer
faccio un
your
po' di
questions in
errori,
Italian, but if I make some
non siete
mistakes,
duri
please
con me.
apologize and don't be too hard to me. Hello, Paul. Welcome back. Enrico Zambroni, Juventus TV. So what about the effect, the impact of wearing this jersey after 6 years? Well, remember those wonderful 4 years you spent here at Juventus where you won a lot. Well, I'm obviously very happy to be back. I feel at home because I definitely feel at home here. So you have seen all the people outside and how I was welcomed, and it was more than a dream for me, and so coming back here is really something great. So I'm really very glad to be here.
Ciao Paul, bentornato.
Hello,
Giovanni
Paul.
Barsotti da Zon.
Welcome back, Barsotti da Zon. So I have seen that on the social media, just posted a video where you have written home sweet home. So in the last few years at Manchester, your fans several times wrote to you, please come back. So they gave you lots of love and affection. So I would like to ask you how many times in the last few years you have thought about coming back here to this home sweet home, and why is this the right moment to be back home? Well, you know, it's always very hard because when in Manchester, when I see all the supporters, all the fans from Juventus sending me messages, of course, it's always a great pleasure. But of course, when I was in Manchester, I was concentrated on my job there. I wanted to do my best there. But then at the end of the year, when there is just 1 year to be spent, I thought that maybe it was the right time to come back, and that's what I have done, basically. So I'm already very happy for this, and I'm glad that also all the fans, all the supporters are very happy that I'm back. Good afternoon, Paul. Gianni Balzarini, Mediaset. So when you came here the first time, you basically were just a rookie and you had to keep the promise of becoming a top player. Now you're back and you will have to provide a guarantee. So do you feel more pressure? What does that mean? No, I know what you mean. I know what the word pressure means. No, but there is no pressure at all. Well, basically, I spent wonderful years here at Juventus, and then I left, and then now I'm back. Well, I'm absolutely confident and that it was the right choice, and to come back and do very well here at Juventus again. Hello, Paul, Romeo Gresti. So how much Allegri influenced your choice? Well, it's true that when I was at Manchester, I talked to him. I often talked to him because it was my manager, was my coach, and I've always had a very good relationship with him. And then this last year, it's true that I had a chance to talk to him also before coming here. And now he is here. I can find him here. So I spent very beautiful years, and coming back, that I find again Allegri as a coach definitely was the right moment for me, with the right person, the right coach. Marco De Michelis, Sky Sport. Well, Paul, welcome back. You already mentioned about those 6 years you spent at Manchester, all the supporters, all the images. You've also been in touch with Allegri. So in these 6 years, is there been a moment where maybe you thought that you had made a mistake and maybe you wanted to stay here in Italy, or actually you were concentrated on something different and it was the right choice? No, never. I believe in destiny. So basically, all the choices that I have made in my career, my life, well, I've always been very happy with these choices. And that's life, you know. Sometimes you make some choices that maybe do not really go as you want. But basically, I'm very happy of the years I spent at Manchester because I grew a lot, I learned a lot, I became a man when I was there. So no, it was not a mistake, not at all. I was very happy there, but you never know what might happen. So Maybe if I had won something different, maybe also the choices would have been different. But now I'm very happy to be here, and I'm glad that I'm back here at Juventus. Hello, Paul. Welcome back. Giovanni Albasese, Sport Italia. So I would like to ask about the very first contact you had with Juventus, and what about the very specific moment you finally made a decision to come back? Well, I don't know. There isn't a very specific day, but it's true that, as I said before, I talked to the coach, and there were also other clubs. But basically, when I chose Juventus, it was a moment where my heart told me that Juventus was the right destination for me. So when I realized with my body and with my mind that I wanted to go back to Juventus, and I didn't want to go back, so basically I just looked ahead of me, and that's what I've done. Hello, Paul. Marco Venditti. Welcome back. What were you mainly sorry about when you left Juventus? So apart from the team, but is there anything in particular, or anyone in particular, maybe a friend that you were sorry to leave? And then you have come back with great experience, and do you think you will be able to be an added value for Juventus, especially compared to what you gave when you were here the first time? Yes, the first question is if you left something in particular apart from the club, the city, the whole ambience environment. So why you were sorry to leave Juventus? Why you, journalists, I missed you. I was sorry to leave you here. Well, the supporters, of course. I miss the supporters. I felt, the great support they gave me. Of course, I had the same support also in Manchester, but also when I was talking to Ton Pat, I was talking about Juventus, and I told him that the Juventus supporters are different here in Italy. And now that I'm back, sorry, I forgot the second question. So compared to the past, do you think you feel stronger? Do you think you could give something more to Juventus now that you're back? Well, yes, certainly I have more experience now. I know my body better. I'm no longer just a young player. And then, of course, I will be playing also with a different team. So I think I've really learned a lot when I was in Manchester at all levels. And so I can say that now I can definitely help also the younger players in the team. And the technical level of football certainly is something that has not changed at all. So I can still, give my contribution, and I can help. I can give a helping hand as I did in the past. Hello, Paul, Corriere dello Sport. Well, I would like to ask you if Juventus has always been the first choice for you for this turning point in your career, or maybe were there any other clubs that were looking for you and maybe you were a little hesitant? Well, in all these years, it's true that there were other clubs in the past, but as I said before, my heart made a choice, and so my heart has chosen Juventus. I was here before and I felt very well, and now I'm here back again, and I want to do very well again. I can't wait to start and playing and helping the team, so I truly hope I will be able to do my best on the pitch and even better than what I did in the past. Hello, Paul. Messaggero Juventus News 24. So welcome back. I would like to ask you this question. So basically, what about your feelings, your sensations when you arrived here? So Juventus that has changed a lot in the last 6 years. And what about your perception of Juventus from the outside? Well, basically, I've already felt the love by everyone by coming back here. I know that it's true that the last 2 years Juventus have not won, and I haven't won either. So basically, we have the same goals, the same objectives. So in this year, this incoming year will be extremely important for me as for Juventus, and the hope is to do better than the last years. So I truly hope we'll be able to win. Hello, Paul, Timoteo Mezzano, Corriere della Sera, Corriere Torino. Well, first of all, I would like to congratulate you on your Italian. That is absolutely perfect. So what didn't work? What went wrong in the 6 years in Manchester? Maybe some injuries, and maybe any problems in relationships with the managers or with the supporters. So you said that you want to find joy again. What about the problems that you experienced when you were in Manchester? Well, playing, when you play in a team and you change the coach every year, it's quite difficult to adapt. It's like, changing the team, and so it's quite difficult to cope with that. And that is true. I also had some injuries, and these probably influenced on my mentality, the fact that I couldn't play, the fact that I couldn't, have the same rhythm that I had before when I was playing 90 minutes every single match. So there were different elements, different factors that all contributed. So the coach, the teams, the position on the pitch. So all these factors probably have contributed to block me a little bit in my performance, but now that I have left, there is another Paul, it's another Pogba, and I truly hope that I will not get injured again, and so I really hope they are part of the past. I feel in very good feet, so I will be playing in my role, in my position, and so I hope I will be able to do something better than what I have done in the last few years. Hello, Pogba, Domenico Marchese, La Repubblica. So you are back after 6 years, and you are back as a grown-up, as an adult, because when you were here the first time, you were very young, and you're also a world champion. You have a family. So what kind of Pogba will the supporters and also the opponents have to deal with? Well, a Pogba that wants to win just like as I did before, because I don't like to lose, that's for sure. So that's the mentality you have here at Juventus. So I'm a man, for sure. I'm a dad also. So after the training, I'll also have to play with my children, with my kids, and also need to take some rest as well, and we need to eat pasta. But basically, I'm always the same, with the same goals, the same objectives. But the different thing is now that I have a family, but basically Pogba is always the same number. And I always want to win. I'm really very hungry from that point of view. So hello and welcome. So you have told us how much you have missed Juventus, especially in the last few recent years. And instead, how much do you think that Juventus and the Italian football have missed you here in Italy, and here in Turin in particular? Well, I don't know. One thing I can tell you, I would like to help the team as much as possible and to help them win again with my qualities, with the right mentality of doing better and better, and that's it. Basically, I want to give my helping hand. I want to give my contribution to the whole team, and give all myself on the pitch to help my teammates, to help the whole club, and for myself as well. Hello, Antonio Barilla, La Stampa. Welcome back. I would like to ask you, as you are not the only guarantor of a great new Juventus that is about to be born. So what about Di Maria? What do you think you can do together? What can you promise to the supporters? Well, with Angel, well, we know all very well that he is a top player and certainly will be helping the team a lot. He has great experience. He has won a lot in his career. And also the very first days I met him, it's very clear to everybody that he's a champion, and it is exactly what we all need. He's also very hungry, he also wants to win. And so we basically have all the same plans and objectives. Hello, Paul. Welcome back. So you spent a particular summer working with Dybala. I don't know if you had a chance to speak about number 10, the fact that now you will be inheriting. No, not about number 10. We certainly talked a lot. We were together on a holiday, so we also had our training together. He's a good friend of mine, as you know very well. But no, we didn't really speak about the number of the jersey, because I've always said that, who knows, maybe if I go back to Juventus, well, why don't you want to play with me again? But that's the only thing. We were just joking about this, but basically, no, we didn't talk about the number of the jersey. Stefano della Rai. So you said that you're hungry, that you really want to win. So what about this new Juventus? Do you think will be competitive also at European level? So what level do you think it could reach? Well, we need to grow, and of course, we all want to win the Champions League, and it's a dream. It's not the only objective for this year, so certainly it's a dream for everybody, for all of us. But basically the first goal, the first objective is to win the Scudetto, something that we haven't won in the last 2 years. And so, yes, as I said before, we certainly are all very hungry because we want to win. And then, of course, we can win also the Champions League. That would be a dream coming true for everybody. Hello, Paul. Welcome back. Nicola Gallura di Diapason. So when you arrived, there were lots of top players all around you that probably were important reference point for you, just like Pirlo and many others. Well, instead, now you will be the reference point for many young Juventus players. Have you already met them? I'm just thinking about Chiesa and Vlahovic. There are many young players. And then another question. Some months ago, when we started speaking about you, the coach said that you still find the baskets for playing basketball because he wants to play against you, and last time he actually won against you. Yes, as soon as I arrived, basically, I've always, been watching Juventus. There are great talents here, also young talents, but when you are ready to play, of course, here at Juventus, you definitely play seriously. And I think we can do and achieve very great things. It's the mentality which really matters. So we are definitely much more determined than all the others, and I think we can achieve great things. As to Mr. Allegri, as soon as I arrived, I said, well, before I was very young and I was very respectful. I didn't really want to win against the elderly. You shouldn't really win against your coach. While this year I'm back, I'm older, so I will not be joking anymore. So we'll be playing seriously against each other. Hello, Paul, Corriere della Sera, Corriere Tarini. So you just talked about your positions on the pitch and the difficulties you had in Manchester. So you like to be in the midfield with 3 on the left, as we knew you when you were here the first time, or could you also play a little bit behind in the defense? Well, it's not really just the position, but I know that, yes, we play with 3 more on the left or on the right. Well, I can also play in front of the defense, basically, but already playing would be a very good thing, I would say. So just being on the pitch will make me very happy. Hello, Paul. Welcome back. I would like to ask you, so how did you see Juventus from the outside? Because Juventus won a lot here in Italy and went also very close to the Champions League. Well, in the last season, it didn't win any trophies. Well, the Italian national team also didn't qualify for the World Cup. So from your perspective, when you were in England, what kind of Juventus did you see? And what about the kind of Italian football that you were watching when you were in England? Well, Juventus also, when I was in England, also was the top club in Italy also. It's always been the top club here in Italy. then, I mean, we won for many years, so it was pretty strange, of course, to not to see Juventus winning. Probably the other teams have also become rather stronger, but obviously it's Serie A, so it's never easy to win the Scudetto. It's not just because we won a lot in the past, it's that, you know, we just take it for granted. There are many other clubs, there are many other teams that are always very competitive. It is not easy to win the Scudetto. It's never been easy to win the Scudetto. So basically, Juventus will always be Juventus forever. And we are here to be the first ones, and we want to win again and be the first ones. And this is exactly where Juventus
belong.
And yes, we belong to this, you know, we want to be the first. And in Italy, it's always been a top club for sure, so it was a surprise for everybody that Italy, the Italian national team, couldn't play in the World Cup. But that's what happens in football. Sometimes it happens. So I never really thought that the Italian national team would not qualify for the World Cup, especially after they won the European Championship. But this means nothing. They are obviously a top team, and the Italian football, of course, has a great level. So, do you have just mentioned the doubts that you had about coming back or not joining again the other teams. So I don't know, have you talked about maybe Rabiot or Mbappé? So I will reply in French. Well, actually, yes, I had a chance to talk a lot, but more to the coach, rather, because I actually wanted to know his opinion. So there were some clubs that were interested, and even if there were very private discussions, but I was very open on this. I talked to the coach, and so I said, I would like to go back to Juventus, and said, what about your opinion on that? And then he told me, well, if, I mean, there's nothing you should regret afterwards, well, come back if you like. I talked really a lot to him. Well, first of all, because I didn't really want to bother my teammates, and then I knew that they were on a holiday, and so I didn't really mean to annoy them on this matter. But I have to say that I was not 100% sure at the beginning, but then I talked to the coach, and yes, it was much better to talk to him rather than to the teammates. Tutto Sport. Well, as to Allegri, I would like to know your opinion. So what about your feelings about him? So is there anything in particular that he told you that convinced you to come back? The fact that you have a great project and that basically coming back and playing at Juventus with Mr. Allegri as a manager could be very important for your career. Well, when I talked to the coach, well, I had very quick talks, actually, and he basically told me that he wanted me to come back here after 6 years, and because we need you, and of course I know the mentality, I know Juventus culture, and as I said before, my heart told me to come back here, and so it was just my heart, and also thanks to Allegri's words, I basically could make the choice very easly, because I knew I wanted to come back. The last two questions, please. Riccardo Meloni, calciomercato.it. So your goodbye, your farewell was really very similar to that given by Zidane. So now you are back. So what about Zidane? So have you had a chance to talk to him? Can you just repeat the first question, if you don't mind? So when do you think you will be satisfied with your comeback to Juventus? What do you really need to be happy and satisfied to win the Scudetto, to win the Champions? Well, certainly win the Italian Championship. Well, I didn't win the Premier League. I haven't won any trophies in the last 2 years. So with Manchester, so definitely I want to win a trophy now. I want to hold a trophy in my hands. So this is my top objective. And then, no, I haven't talked to Zidane. No, that's it. That's it. Hello, Paul, welcome back. So the third match will be against Roma. So we talked a lot about your relationship with Mourinho, also when you were in Manchester. So is that something you have thought about? And is this going to be a match like any other? Well, yes, of course, we'll be playing against Roma. That is already top club here in Italy. But I haven't really thought about Mourinho. I just want, as I said before, I just want to win. I want to win all the matches. So I definitely want to win all the matches. And if I can achieve these, I will be very happy. And then, of course, winning against Mourinho or Inzaghi or any other clubs or teams, for me, will be the same. I will be equally happy. The important thing, what really matters for me, is now win. And win. Thank you very much. And before concluding this press conference, as usual, I would like to call Maurizio Rivaben and Federico Cherubini for the usual picture. Thank you.